Aloha. Welcome to TMDR, the Maui Daily Report for Thursday, March 27th, 2025. I'm Chivo Ching Johnson. These are some of the stories that may interest you today. Hawaii U.S. Representative Ed Case did a good thing for the living coral reefs that surround us. He reintroduced legislation to protect the world's coral reef ecosystems from destructive practices like overcollection of reef fishes to sell to aquarium owners, reef dredging, and the use of explosives and poisons. Just over a week ago, U.S. Representative Jill Tokuda came to Maui for a town hall meeting and got an earful from Maui Nui residents fearful of what the Musk and Trump cuts will mean for them and their livelihood. "I'm going to legislate," she told the crowd. "You need to help us agitate." Tokuda also said, "We are doing everything we can to push back and stand up for our people, for our families." Comments at the meeting generally reflected frustration and dissatisfaction with the Democratic Party, to which Tokuda stated, "It is a party that is fighting against itself." The entire meeting can be viewed on Akakū's free app, Maui Stream, located in the playlist under Public Affairs Jill Tokuda Town Hall. Meanwhile, Hawaii Senator Brian Schatz said that China is doubling down on cultural trade, and the U.S. needs to stay competitive by boosting the cultural creative economy in rural areas. He's introducing a Cultural Trade Promotion Act 25 to promote cultural products created by Native Americans, Alaskan Natives, and Native Hawaiian-owned small businesses. Senator Schatz and Senate Democrats have also reintroduced the Paycheck Fairness Act to combat wage discrimination, close the gender pay gap, and hold employers accountable. In Hawaii, women earned just 82 cents to every dollar men made in 2023. That's down from 86 cents in prior years. Nationally, the gap widened, with women earning just 75 cents per dollar. Hawaii Attorney General Ann Lopez, along with her counterparts in 23 states, have filed a motion seeking a court order to force the Trump administration to unfreeze FEMA disaster relief funds. Despite previous court orders, the Trump regime continues to defy them by withholding hundreds of millions of dollars from the disaster management program. Back home, a structure fire on Kupulau Drive in Maui Meadows Tuesday evening has been ruled accidental. That fire began in an attached garage and spread to the residents, nearby vehicles, and a boat that was on the property. Crews quickly attacked the flames to minimize damage and extinguish the fire by 10:30 p.m. No injuries, displacements, or evacuations were reported. The estimated damage of $130,000 is being reviewed. Hawaii is rated 51 out of all states and the District of Columbia as the worst state for physicians to practice, according to a new study. The reasons include low salaries, high malpractice payouts, and a severe doctor shortage. Rotary in Hawaii gives back to our community, and this time it has awarded $3,600 to Maui Healing to support group therapy sessions conducted by licensed mental health professionals for women affected by the wildfires. The sessions are free, include lunch, and you can bring your keiki. Governor Josh Green has appointed Hannah Kihalani Springer to the Commission on Water Resource Management, known as CWRM, effective immediately, pending Senate confirmation. Springer will serve through June 30th, 2028 in the Lo'ea seat, designated for someone with expertise in traditional Hawaiian water practices. Governor Green praised her Aina stewardship, cultural knowledge, and public service, calling her an invaluable addition to CWRM. The state of Hawaii is about to spend taxpayer money on a big "Who is the best daddy of them all" contest. The Hawaii State Commission on Fatherhood is pleased to announce its 2025 awards and sponsorship opportunities. The awards will recognize and support fathers, businesses, and nonprofit organizations dedicated to strengthening families and communities throughout the state, underscoring the vital role fathers play in the lives of their children. Applications must be submitted no later than Wednesday, April 16th. The place to be seen on Maui every spring is the MEO Gala. The Maui Economic Opportunity annual fundraiser last weekend was a celebration of 60 years of selfless serving, helping people, changing lives. It was also an occasion to honor former MEO board member Grant Chun. In addition to the Lieutenant Governor, Speaker of the House, Mayor, and 2 former mayors, there were more politicians there than you could count. What did count was the $155,000 that Gala was able to raise, which we all know will come in very handy in these uncertain times. Dredging sediment from the Mala boat ramp entrance channel is about to begin next Monday, March 31st, and should be completed by the end of September. It will cost more than $1 million, and although the ramp and channel are expected to remain open, there are sure to be intermittent interruptions. We'll see how that goes. It may not have anything to do with our island home, but the net.maui name may throw off a few of us if we encounter it. Now, cybersecurity researchers are calling attention to an Android malware campaign that uses Microsoft's multi-platform app UI, also known as .NET Maui, framework to create bogus banking and social media apps targeting Indian and Chinese-speaking users. So be careful. Civil Beat reports that an unnamed man paid a Hawaii lawmaker a suspected bribe of $35,000 back in 2022. But to this day, the identity of both the man and the lawmaker remain unknown to the public. Civil Beat reports that the proof is contained in secret FBI recordings by disgraced Hawaii Rep. Ty Cullen as part of a federal corruption investigation. The sting also caught Maui Representative Kalani English with his hand in the cookie jar. Cullen and English both took bribes from businessman and wastewater magnate Milton Choi. Now we learn that there may well be other bad actors out there, but we just don't know who they are because transcripts of the recordings have been heavily redacted. We may never know, because last year, the U.S. Supreme Court decided federal bribery rules no longer apply if a reward is given to a politician after the elected official performs the requested act. Just like when your dog rolls over, you give them a treat. Up next, this pup really does deserve a treat. The treat of an owner to give her a good permanent home. Meet Mimi.
Aloha kako. Mimi is My Humane Society's Pet of the Week. Mimi has been through a lot in her life, more than she would like to remember. But she doesn't let her past define her. Mimi is ready to start a new chapter, one where she is loved, cherished, and spoiled the way she always deserved. Mimi has a few favorite things in life. Toys, she can never have enough, splashing around the pool, and of course, tasty treats. After a fun day, nothing sounds better to Mimi than curling up in a fluffy bed for a cozy nap. Mimi can be a little shy when meeting new people, but deep down, all she wants is to love and be loved. With a little patience, we promise she will be your best friend. Are you the special person who will give Mimi her happily ever after? She's been waiting for you. Found kittens in your neighborhood? Before stepping in, ask yourself this question. Are they visibly sick or injured? If not, then leave that kitten where it's sitting. Oftentimes, mom cat is nearby hunting for food and will be back shortly. Mom knows best, and she offers their strongest chance for survival. If she does not return within 10 hours, contact My Humane Society for the next steps to take in helping them. Learn more at myhumanesociety.org/foundkittens.
Boy, such a sweet-looking dog. Do you have room? Thinking about federal layoffs, the National Park Service has been hit pretty hard. So I thought of Maui Travels, where J. April takes you to one amazing national park, Yosemite, from 8 years ago. Enjoy the journey.
My whole life it's been a dream of mine to go to Yosemite Valley, but I could never get there. It was always too crowded or too far away. But in March of 2017, I found myself in Fresno, 122 miles away, and I said, I'm going. People said, no, there's weather warnings, there's blizzards, there's ice storms. This is the worst time of year to go. I took a chance, I went anyway. The weather was perfect, there was no traffic, and hardly anyone in the park. The famous Yosemite Falls, at 2,425 feet, one of the tallest on the planet, was dumping the snowpack of the high Sierras into the magnificent Merced River. The white man named this waterfall Bridal Veil and invented a stupid legend like if you walk under it, you may soon be wed. The real story is if you walk under it, you'll soon be wet. The Indians who used to live here had a different name. They called it Pohono, which means puffing wind, a place where evil spirits dwell. And here is Half Dome, a rock climber's heaven. It's only killed 30 people since 1915, not bad. And this is El Capitan, where I get to make believe I'm Ansel Adams. And this marvel of rustic architecture, opened in 1927, is the Ahwahnee Hotel, built by robber barons to entertain the world's elite, like presidents and kings and movie stars and such. They'd sit around rooms like this with murals of Yosemite's wildlife on the walls and drink whiskey and cognac and smoke cigars and guffaw and hang out next to the corner fireplace. It still costs a ton of money to stay there. That's if you can get in. It's usually sold out. But the most amazing thing about my visit to Yosemite in March of 2017 was this: waterfalls where people had never seen waterfalls before. Some old-timers told me that waterfalls in front of the lodge haven't been visible in 100 years. It looked like water was coming directly out of the rocks. And with the droughts we're now seeing in the west, the global warming, these are visuals you may never see again. Who knows? The crows. Who cares? The bears. And even though there are about 500 black bears in the national park, the only place I saw one was on the wall. The Park Service is doing a pretty good job of keeping them away from people. That's it for this edition of Maui Travels. If you have a trip you'd like to share, send it in. We'd love to see it.
That's it for today's Maui Daily Report. Mahalo for joining us, and please keep watching Akakū channels 53, 54, and 55. You can watch Akakū at akakū.org or on your phone 24/7 with our app Maui Stream. This is how we stay connected. I'm Chivo Cheng Johnson. Enjoy your Thursday night. Be well, stay healthy, and keep smiling. Aloha.